In this video, I'll guide you through how to create songs with Microsoft Copilot. Whether you're a complete beginner or just curious about what Copilot can do creatively, this walkthrough will take you from opening Copilot to having a finished song idea generated from your own input. First, you'll want to open Copilot Chat. You can do this in your browser by going to the Copilot website or by opening the Copilot app if you have it installed. Make sure you're signed in with your account so that you have access to all the available options. Once Copilot Chat is open, you'll see the usual chat interface where you can type messages, but for this process, we're going to use one of the built-in creation tools. Look near the chat input area for a plus icon. This plus button is where Copilot groups some of its specialized creation options. Go ahead and click on the plus icon. When you do, a small menu will appear with different content types you can create. From that list, choose the option labeled podcast. Now, you might be wondering why we're choosing podcast if we want a song. In this context, the podcast option is actually a creative template that Copilot uses to generate structured audio content. It can be adapted very easily into a song format. By selecting podcast, you're telling Copilot you want it to generate longer form creative text based on your ideas, which is exactly what we need for songwriting. Once you select the podcast option, Copilot will usually prompt you to provide some input. This is where you describe the kind of song you want. Take a moment to think about the mood, the style, and the topic. For example, you could say you want a happy pop song about summer, or a slow, emotional ballad about missing someone, or even a fun, upbeat track about learning new technology. The more specific and clear your input, the better Copilot can shape the lyrics and structure to match what you're imagining. Type your description into the prompt box that appears or directly into the chat if that's how your version of Copilot is set up, and then send it. After a brief moment, Copilot will generate content based on what you wrote. Because we started from the podcast option, it may create something that looks like a spoken script or a structured piece of text. You can easily adapt this into song lyrics by focusing on the most poetic or rhythmic lines and organizing them into verses, a chorus, and maybe a bridge. As you read through what Copilot generates, look for repeated phrases or strong lines that could become your chorus. Verses usually tell more of the story or build up the emotion, while the chorus is the part that sums up the main message and is repeated several times in a song. You can copy the text into a document and rearrange it into sections, or ask Copilot in the same chat to reshape it into song lyrics with verses and a chorus. If the first result isn't exactly what you had in mind, you can refine your input and try again. For example, you might say you want simpler language, a more energetic tone, or something that sounds more like a particular genre. Each time you adjust your prompt, Copilot will use your new instructions to generate a fresh version of the song. And that's all there is to it. You go to Copilot Chat, click on the plus icon, choose the podcast option, and then let Copilot generate a song based on your input. With a few tweaks and a bit of rearranging, you'll have lyrics ready to set to music in no time.